All right. So let's just start sitting up tall, crisscross applesauce. Start the circuit here. So taking just the first 30 seconds, let's do a nice, easy, slow head roll from one side to the other. And you can stay in the front half, or you can make a full circle as long as you lift up and over the spine. Shoulders are heavy. Next move we're going to do, bring one elbow down, and you're going to make a big, wide circle from the shoulder, opening up the chest and your upper arm. So 3 on one side, and then come up to the other side for 3, keeping your opposite hip down on the floor. Good, nice and easy. Switch directions if you get bored. Good. And one more time on the other side. And then you're going to come into stop pose to open up the lower body. So scarecrowing the arms, sitting up tall, exhaling forward to reach past your opposite foot. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. We're here for about 10 more seconds. Start to connect your breath with the movement. And finish up, let's come down to rest pose. We're gonna start the 100 and get that out of the way. So, option A, option B, option C. Toes are pointed, shoulders and head off the mat. Here we go, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5, in. 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5, in. 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5, in. 3, 4, 5, out. In. 3, 4, 5, out. Halfway there. In. 3, 4, 5, out. 3, 4, 5, 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 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Shoulders and head down, hug the knees. All right. In about 10 seconds, we're going to move into our straight leg roll up. So feet are flexed, lots of energy in the upper and lower body. Let's reach the hands for the ceiling for this first one. In through the nose, exhale, roll up, press your heels towards the opposite wall as you exhale to fold over, and inhale to reset, exhale to execute. Vertebrae by vertebrae, lower back, middle back, shoulders and neck. Now in 10 seconds, you're gonna bend your knees to a 120-degree angle, and instead of folding all the way over, you're going to stop at halfway, arms overhead. 3, 2, 1, let's try that. So exhaling both as you rise and as you fall. So inhaling at the very top of the movement and exhaling to come back down with control, pulling your belly button in. Now we're here for another 10 seconds or so, and then the next 30 seconds, our feet are going to come into a 90-degree angle. So it's getting a little bit more challenging. 3, 2, 1. So move those feet in if you haven't already. Keep your feet down if you can. And instead of holding your breath, use the exhale to move yourself up. And use the arms to reach. So in 10 seconds, we're going to do that whole circuit again, starting with straight legs. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Now, if you're used to reaching from the mat or using the head or the hands behind the head, this is your chance to do that. Remember, if you're doing the neck pull, obviously, only stop when you feel comfortable. And if you're reaching from the mat, just keep your fingers down as you come back to the floor. All right, feet to 120 degrees. 3, 2, 1. Good. And as an added challenge in this second circuit, start your hands from the mat and bring them up. So we don't have that leverage that helps the upper body get started. Get ready. We're going to go back to 90 degrees for our last round. 3, 2, 1. Feet come in. So 90-degree bend in the knees. Anything more is going to really be a challenge to get up. Good. And we are going to shift to a new circuit in about 10 seconds here. You have just enough time to give me one more rep. Okay, next up. Bring one leg in to inhale, shoulders and head off the mat. Opposite leg in to exhale. Single leg stretch. Pick a pace that works for you. The lower your outstretched leg is, the harder it will be. The higher up it is, the easier it will be. Now, next is going to be a crisscross, and we're going to add a pulse. So it looks like this. Single, single, pulse. Single, single, pulse. If the pulse is too much, you can just hold. Good. So try not to think elbow to knee, because then this happens, right? And I don't have any rotation. Instead, think shoulder to knee. Next move, keep going. I'm just going to demo, is going to be a crisscross jack. So I exhale, again, shoulder to knee, and I sit all the way up. Kind of like a teaser. It's a crisscross teaser. So with teaser, we know the upper body comes up first, and we need a real big exhale. If the elbows behind the head is too much, do this and reach for the heel with the opposite hand. Those are your two options. All right, single leg stretch. So head and shoulders up. And now we're just working on one single plane of movement, the sagittal plane, which is what we use when we're walking down the street. Are you still breathing? Next is the crisscross. So we're going to add in the transverse abdominals, our obliques. So here we go. 1, 1, pulse or hold. 1, 1, pulse or hold. Remember, you can make it easier for yourself by bringing the legs higher. You can also make it harder if you're crazy like me. Okay, I'm starting to feel the burn. And we did this rep last week. So that's saying something. All right, next up is going to be that crisscross teaser. So one leg is down. The other leg comes up. If you've done my HIIT class with me, this should feel a little bit reminiscent to an X-up, right? The only difference is our upper body comes up first and it finishes with a shoulder to knee. Keep the elbows wide. I know it's easier said than done. But guess what? We have a recovery coming up. 3, 2, 1. Flip on over. Come into swan pose. We have a big fat 30-second recovery here. So hands under the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze your glutes nice and tight. And look over one shoulder and then the other. Now we're going to move into some upper body strength. So come into a high palm plank, heels reaching backwards, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, heels down, hips to the sky, down facing dog. Inhale, shift all the way back forward to plank, one straight line. Exhale to down dog. This is our first move in this new circuit. Keep it going. Find a pace that works for you. Good. Next move. Go ahead, join me when you're ready. Straight leg walkouts. So I'm walking to a forward fold, keeping my heels down, and then letting them lift, keeping my legs straight, all the way back to a high palm plank. So I'm reaching my heels down through down facing dog as soon as I can, feeling my hamstrings open up. We have time for about one more. You're gonna come back to end on high palm plank for triple taps. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, down dog. Repeat other side. 1, 2, 3. Good. This is our pattern. You've only got 10 seconds left here. And then we're going to break it back down to level 1. Do you remember what it was? The plank down dog. So inhale forward. Exhale back. It can be easy to let that down dog be a nice little vacation spot. Try not to sink into it. Try not to set up camp there. As soon as you arrive, take that breath and reset. Remember that walkout, straight legs if you can manage it. 3, 2, 1. Send your heels into the ground. Come to a forward fold. Good. Ten seconds left here. And then we're going into our triple taps for the last time. Here we go. Tap, tap, tap. Now you don't actually have to make contact, but if you do, kudos. We just want to feel the contraction. And that's what I really want you guys to focus on. 10 seconds left. This is how you get great strong shoulders. All right, rest. Woo! 30 seconds of recovery. Let's do a cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, shoulders away from the ears. Lift your eye line. Cow pose. Exhale, belly button to the ceiling. Push the floor away, round the shoulders, cat pose. I'm spitting. Inhale, drop the belly. One more time. And exhale, cat pose. Good, okay, remember our shoulder shrugs from last week. Take one arm, and you're going to push the floor away, and then sink back down with control. So we're not just slamming down, right? We're coming down, resisting gravity. Good. And next time we're gonna switch to the other shoulder. Good. All right. Come into a knee plank, arms under the shoulders. We're going to do one push-up on our knees and then one shoulder tap. So if I'm on my knees, that means I'm coming all the way down to the floor for that push-up. And on that shoulder tap, I'm really trying to squeeze my obliques so I don't rock back and forth. Good. Now you keep going, but keep an eye on me. I'm doing a knee commando. So down, down, up, up. So I'm going elbow, elbow, palm, palm. Exhale on the hard part, inhale on the easy part, or the not as hard part. All right, in 5 seconds, we're gonna go back to that shoulder shrug on the other side. So back to tabletop. Here we go. So for me, it's my left. So it should feel a little reminiscent of that cat-cow that we just did. Because in cow, you know, I'm dropping my belly, even though here, my abs are engaged. And you should really feel it starting to burn in the shoulder. Because it's holding about half your body weight right now. Next is the knee push-up with a shoulder tap. This time I'm gonna add some extra credit. Come all the way down, add a hand release, and then tap your shoulders. See how that changes. Does that feel a little different? It should. Next up is that knee commando. So if you're starting to feel your form lose it a little bit, take a second, shake it off, and come back in. But for this knee plank, it's really important I have one straight line from my shoulders to my knees. And if you're wobbling, if you're going back and forth on these commandos, just make your knees a little wider. Belly button to spine. 10 seconds and we get another recovery. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And since your knees are already wide, why don't you put the feet together, sit back into child's pose, arms down the middle. And let's fold one hand up behind the back, press the elbow down. Good, switch, other side. All right, bring it forward, make a pillow for your head with your hands. We're gonna do some glute curls. So press your chest down, tap your toes together, inhale back down. Notice my knees are not touching the mat at any point here. Feel your hamstrings and your glutes contracting and switching on. Good, 5, 4, 3. Next move, we're just gonna stay at the top and pulse. And just like our kneeling leg lifts that we've done before, see if you can hold it up for longer than you're on the ground. So pretend the floor is lava. As soon as you drop, you exhale to power back up. Good. It doesn't have to be huge. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next up, you know it, you love it, it's the fire hydrant. So let's get that photo finish at the top. So you lift and hold just long enough for someone to snap a picture and for it not to be blurry, right? Good, in 10 seconds, guys, we're gonna come back. And we're gonna do those glute curls again. 3, 2, 1. Press your chest down, lift the knees, squeeze the booty. See if you can lift your legs a little higher this time. It shouldn't feel easy. It should feel a little bit more difficult. We should be a little bit more sore now than we were a minute ago. All right, in 10 seconds, we have that pulse coming up. Keep the knees up. 3, 2, 1. Up, down, up, down, up. Good, breathe through it. Exhale up, inhale down. It's a really small contraction, but boy, do you feel it tomorrow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire hydrants on the other side right away. Good, stay strong. Good, are your abs engaged? Excellent, we have 10 seconds left here. Wonderful, go ahead and rest. All right, straight leg stretch. This one isn't so much about the abs, we're just stretching forward for the lower body now. Make sure the feet are flexed. All right. Next up, come onto your side. We have 3 leg lifts and 1 crunch. So 3, 2, 1, and crunch. If you want to challenge, have the hand behind the head and elbow to knee. 3, 2, 1. Notice on the crunch, my knee comes up towards the ceiling to engage my obliques. Good, keep going. Next move is going to be 2 glute pulses and 1 back extension. So, up, up, press the feet down, 1 back extension, reset. Pulse, pulse, feet down. Good, 10 seconds. Pick a pace that works for you. It does not have to match mine, it just has to feel effective. Next up, start on your knees, go to a high palm plank, back to a knee plank, and then 1 commando. So I call this a full body commando. If you weren't sure where your high plank and your knee plank were before this, you do now. All right, in 10 seconds, we're gonna do that leg lift on the other side. So the label on your socks facing me. 3, 2, 1. Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Knee to ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Good. Tuck your ribs to your hips. Almost there. Remember, next is going to be those 2 glute pulses and the back extension. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2. Plant the tops of the feet. On that back extension, you want to think of pinching your shoulder blades together. And that's going to help you lift up nice and high, like you're one of those mermaid statues on the front of a ship. There's a name for that, and I can never remember what it is. All right. Next up, high plank, and then knee plank, and then a commando. Make these the smoothest transitions you've done all class. Go as slow as you need to keep it clean. And rest. All right. Whew, catch your breath. I'm sweating. So towel off, grab a sip of water if you need to. And when you're ready, we'll start our stretch for the day. Whew. That was a beast. Nice work. Okay, my glasses are fogging up. Okay. All right, so flex the feet, nice and bright. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Join me whenever you're ready. No rush. Good. All right, 3, 2, 1, bring it on up. Let's close off that stretch, 90 degrees in the legs. Inhale up and exhale forward, fold over that leg. Keep it flexed, keep it energized. Three, 2, 1, come up slowly. Same thing, other side, start with that open face hurdler stretch. And stretch your obliques. Feel your entire side body go up. And come on up. Let's turn to face the leg. And giggling because right behind the camera, Daphne is just about fast asleep. She's very vigilant and very anxious, so she'll kind of let her eyelids droop. But she keeps every time I say something or every time she can hear me move, she's So like she always kind of has her eyes half closed. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Let's do our center split. So toes to the ceiling, very important. Start with a flat back. Gently walk your arms forward. All right. And when you're ready, you can roll your shoulders a little bit, drop your head. My rule of thumb for stretching is you should get just to the edge of discomfort. So not pain, not feeling anything tear or pop. You should be able to talk through any stretch you do. Let's bring our arms over to the left leg. Let's walk through center over to the right leg. Very nice, guys. Slowly come up. And let's bring one leg underneath and one leg crossed over for our seated spinal twist. So hips are down, sitting up straight, shoulders away from the ears, and then bring the leg into you. And if you're like me and you've been like through the whole stretch, give yourself a chance to consciously inhale and then make the choice to exhale. And see if you can hang on to that through the remainder of the stretch. Good. Let's stack the legs, flexing both the feet. If this feels like too much also, I haven't said this in a while, but an easy modifier for this pose is to just open up the knees a little bit. But basic beginning of the stretch is here. Hips are down, same as the center split. Hi, Daphne. She knows we're almost done, which means it's time for her W-A-L-K. Good, guys. Walk your hands over to the left. And walk your hands over to the right. Staying low, nice and fluid. All right, roll up through center. Let's switch it up. Opposite leg on bottom for that seated spinal twist. And again, are you consciously breathing? Because I have an excuse, because I've been talking this whole time, so I'm a little bit more out of breath than I probably should be. But for you guys, unless you're also talking, maybe you're teaching someone else how to do this. Or maybe you're yelling at, your roommate, your partner, your dog, your kid, and then you're also trying to do commandos and push-ups. Stack the feet, flex the feet to keep the knees safe, come down through center, and then when you're ready, walk your hands over to one side. Amazing. Walk your hands over to the other side. Good. Come up through center. Real quick arm stretch across the body. Pull the shoulder down. Continue that conscious decision to inhale and exhale. Switch sides. Notice how you feel. Take an emotional inventory. How do you feel right now that you want to take into the rest of your evening? And with that in mind, that concludes today's Monday Pilates class. Thank you, Sarah, for being with me here in real time. Thank you to everyone else watching in not real time.
Thanks, Allie. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Sarah. You do the same.
Bye.
Bye.